So we're just seconds away from the big fight here in Merseyside. Some reception for Paul Smith. Certainly have the crowd behind him. Can he produce now the goods in the ring? Colin Hart's ringside as usual. Evening, Colin.
Well, this is the most eagerly awaited British Championship we've had for many years. It reminds me of the feuds between Finnegan and Minter, who fought 3 times. And immediately, DeGale is being severely warned. The fight's only been on a few seconds for holding.
Long right hand there from DeGale. Smith looks fired up though.
I think they're both fired up.
Also pride at stake. Smith's the kind of boxer who often raises his game to the standard of his opponent. Quigley and Dodson fights were instantly forgettable. This one could be a real barn burner. Been cut before as well, Smith. Maybe a problem as the fight develops.
I think we're going to find out a lot about DeGale tonight. And but he's only had 8 fights to Smith's 30. It's a big disadvantage.
Yeah, we've not had much chance to discover much at all about DeGale. He's already the WBA international super middleweight champion. Won a British title eliminator as well against Carl Dilks. He's just been blitzing most of his opponents.
He's getting home with that southpaw right jab, backing up Smith.
Smith is heavy-handed. DeGale's rumoured to have a great chin. He's been sparring Tony Bellew. There's some real wars in the gym.
He's got a very long reach to go, and he's trying to keep Smith at the end of that right jab.
And he just wraps him up.
I think there's some, I don't know, is a reddening around Smith's left eye?
There is a little bit. Smith lands a good shot in there. Back comes DeGale with this jab. Looks very relaxed, the challenger. Loose limbs, hands low as well.
Referee Foster's warning them about use of their heads inside. Although they were great friends in the amateur days, there's no love lost between them tonight.
A good left hand that from DeGale, long left hand. Oh, now good shot from DeGale to the body as well. Oh, good shot.
Good left hand.
Yeah, very good left hand. DeGale's beginning to take control of this round.
Good opening round for him.
Very good. He's got Smith backed up now as well. Into his corner they stand face to face at the end of the round. Our programme comes flying into the ring.
Yeah, I mean,
it was a good round for DeGale though, wasn't it?
It was a good round, but that gamesmanship at the end didn't please the referee. He stood in Smith's corner. I don't know if they said anything to him, but he was glaring at him. Can do without all that nonsense. That's the trouble with DeGale. He is a bit too flash for my liking at times. And that sort of behaviour would only incite this crowd, and that's why a programme came flying into the ring. If he goes on like that, something else might come flying into the ring. We don't want it. But that was certainly a superb opening round for DeGale. He took the fight to Smith in his own backyard, and he outscored him.
So we're underway here with round 2. It was a good opener for DeGale. Won it fairly easily, I think. Bit of wrestling here.
I noticed Gale used his forearm then to try and push Smith off him. The referee didn't take any notice of that.
Good body shot that from Smith, gets the crowd on their feet. Smith just taking control here at the centre of the ring. DeGale quite happy to counter. Pours out that jab, just misses with a left hand. And Smith grabs on and backs him up.
The referee's going to have to be on his toes in this fight.
Now Smith pumps out the jab. Good body shots there from DeGale. He's fast with his hands, DeGale.
Very fast.
Pours the jab. And Smith's turn to be on the back foot.
He's spearing that right jab into Smith's face.
It's more of a rangefinder at the moment, just flicking it out. Oh, just misses with a left hand. That's the danger punch, I think. It's a good shot from DeGale. Oh, left hand, that seems to be where he's getting most of his joy at the moment. From Smith though with a right. DeGale just told to keep his punches up. That one just strayed a little bit low. The impression that DeGale's got a few gears to go up though.
Looks quite boxing within himself, hasn't he?
He does.
Smith is dangerous over that right hand.
The crowd try and get behind him. That's good from DeGale. He's so quick with his hands, James DeGale.
He's lightning fast puncher.
The bell goes for the end of the second, and
he punches with the speed of a welterweight, doesn't he?
He does. Again, there's a little stare down on the belt.
Yeah, I don't mind that. He certainly was standing in Smith's corner, eyeballing him, that I didn't like at the end of the first round. Well, it's a fascinating fight so far.
How have you got it, Colin?
Oh, I'm made to go win the first 2 rounds.
Me too. He just looks, at the moment, just a level or two above Smith. And
well, he's quicker. It's going to be interesting, of course. As you know, DeGale hasn't travelled more than, what, 5 rounds, is it?
No, he's not done too many at all. Certainly not been into the second half of a championship fight. Whereas Smith does have that experience.
He's never been more than 5 rounds, and so if this fight goes into the second half of the fight, that's when Smith might come into his own, if it goes that far.
Good shot there from DeGale, left hand. Smith backs up on the ropes now. He's got a good chin as well, though, Smith.
Yes.
Only been down once as a pro.
Foster seems to be on DeGale's case quite a lot, but I don't quite know what for.
So Smith comes onto the front foot. He does leave himself a bit open. DeGale just picking him off. That's better from Smith.
DeGale stalking Smith around the ring, waiting for an opening. He's now told him to stop slapping, telling DeGale not to slap. Well, I've always said DeGale slaps.
It was a good shot that from Paul Smith.
Yeah, good
Probably
right
his
hand.
best punch of the fight.
Best punch of his.
DeGale again just pours out that jab. No real intent behind it. He's finding his range. Gets home with the left hand.
You can't see Smith winning this round either, though, can you?
Not really. I mean, he found that one very good punch, but
yeah, but one punch doesn't win a round, does it?
that's better from Smith. Another right hand.
There was a left and a right there.
DeGale just forces him back again, though. Taking these okay, James DeGale. It's DeGale who's controlling the centre of the ring at the moment. Smith just makes him miss. Better around that for Paul Smith.
Yeah, but I don't think he won it. So probably that might be scored even, but I don't give even rounds.
Smith's best hope has got to be surely to go into the latter half of the fight.
Absolutely. Now Frank Warren's got a dilemma here. He promotes both men, so I don't know how he's scoring this fight.
Well, he's very cagey, wasn't he? We had a chat with him just before the Kell Brook fight, and he was really give much indication as to who he thought would win from Smith and DeGale. As the fight goes on, DeGale might slow down a bit as well, which should play into Smith's hands.
I can't believe that he's 6-1 on DeGale to win this fight at the bookmakers. Extraordinary odds.
A couple of £10,000 bets have gone on him as well, apparently, in the West London area.
Really?
A bit of I think both boxers holding on there. DeGale's the one getting the ticking off. Solid left hand, and then a couple of good lefts as well from DeGale. And Smith with a good left hand. Slow burner this one.
Yeah, the pace has dropped in this round.
Clash of heads now. DeGale's got Smith trapped on the ropes.
Yeah, he let fly with about 5 or 6 punches.
Smith almost had no option but to take them. He's cut Smith around the right eye.
Yes.
Cutting the Dodson and the Quigley fights.
But it's right in the corner of the right eye, and it's not, the blood is only a slight trickle down his cheek and not blurring his vision at all.
He's got Mick Williamson in his corner. Mick the rub.
You couldn't have a better man.
Every time Smith gets through, DeGale meets fire with fire though. Blood continues to trickle from the eye of Paul Smith. The other cuts were caused by a clash of heads. I wonder if that was the cause behind this one. DeGale does get in with the left hand. It might have hurt him to the body.
DeGale walks in with his hands down, but relying on his speed to evade punches.
Again, Smith caught to the body.
Well, that was DeGale's round.
DeGale has a long, almost arrogant look as he walks back to his corner. And Smith's corner have to go to work on the cut. Not in the worst position.
No, that's not going to cause him too many problems, unless, of course, it gets a lot worse.
Now, was it a clash of heads? Yes, it was.
Yeah. Accidental, but DeGale came up. It was low, came up when they were in close and caught Smith on the head. Well, DeGale's never been past round 5 in his pro career.
We're about to find out how good his stamina is. He says he spars 15 rounds in the gym.
Well, with Jim McDonnell as his trainer, I would think there'd be nothing wrong with his stamina, because Jim is a fitness freak and expects his boxers to be as freakish as he is.
Another good left hand from DeGale off the ropes. Every time Smith comes forward, DeGale's picking him off.
Well, at the moment, it's DeGale's speed that's winning him this fight. But whether he can sustain that speed over a long period, that's the big question that we'll find out eventually.
DeGale just spears Smith with the jab. Forces more blood from the cut. DeGale just choosing to counter here. Smith's got him trapped on the ropes. The crowd like it. DeGale's just playing possum though. Good body shots here from DeGale. DeGale slips there and the crowd roar. It's just his speed, isn't it, Colin? Just too quick for Smith at the moment. Crowd really try and lift Paul Smith. Now he's in DeGale's corner. His head goes through the ropes. Smith. Well, DeGale's winning this round as well. Paul Smith's going to need more than the crowd getting behind him.
DeGale's punches in clusters are lightning fast. They're not very damaging, mind you.
I think he carries enough pop to earn Paul Smith's respect.
Yeah, but you haven't seen Smith's legs buckle, have you?
Well, Smith marches back to the corner.
Well, this may be crazy, but I've got so far DeGale winning every round.
Me too. I don't see how anyone could have it any different.
Well, there you go. But I sometimes wonder when I look at my scorecard in a fight like this and see I've got one man already miles ahead. The question is going to be whether DeGale slows up in the second half of the fight.
We've shown no signs so far, has he, Colin?
Well, no, but don't forget, he hasn't been into unknown territory yet. Now, he's starting to go into unknown territory. Never been more than 5 rounds, but he's never completed 5 rounds. So now comes the big test. Will it affect his speed and or his stamina?
Well, good action here from DeGale. There's a cocky smile on his face. He now says something to Paul Smith.
He's talking to Smith, and DeGale's got a lump underneath his, well below his left eye on his cheek, but that's going to come up. He's got a mouse under there.
Yeah, just trapped on the ropes at the moment. A bit wild in there. Two good body shots though. Back comes Smith with a body shot of his own. And he gets caught, Paul Smith.
Yeah, he broke off the engagement. He landed a couple of good solid punches, but he took more than he landed. Again, DeGale's fast hands. DeGale stalking Smith now.
Yeah, Smith
tried to trap him in the corner.
Yeah, just taking his time here, DeGale, having a little look.
He's worked him into a corner.
Yeah, but a good body shot that from DeGale.
Smith has got out of it.
Smith takes a couple of range-finding jabs from DeGale. And what's Foster not happy with DeGale. A low blow gets him a ticking off. DeGale apologises.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with Smith. He wants to go on, and for some reason, Howard Foster isn't let him. Now, Smith is touching his toes.
Yeah, Smith says it's okay. Again, Foster says to DeGale, no more.
I think Foster's been on DeGale's case from the first few seconds.
Before the fight had barely begun, he's telling him off.
Well, you can't give Smith that round either.
Just not doing enough at the moment. Paul Smith, and
I've given him 6 out of 6.
Yeah, DeGale's on for a clean sweep here. The crowd won't like it, but
no, the crowd probably thinks Smith's winning.
some action back here from the 6th round. Lovely shot that from DeGale. DeGale at the moment just a class apart, isn't he, Colin?
Yes, he is. But look, I've always said about Paul, you know, he's one-dimensional. What you see is what you get. There's no variety in his work. He can't change his tactics. Great right.
Smith's in trouble here, I think.
Well, he takes a good shot though, doesn't he?
He does. A good shot though from DeGale.
DeGale is immediately in control of this round. Long raking punches thudding against Smith's head. So when Smith throws a punch, DeGale isn't there.
That's the trouble, isn't it? Every time he tries to land, he's just hitting gloves off thin air. DeGale with a cute little burst on the inside here. Back came Smith with one of his own. Not sure Smith's found DeGale's chin too many times, has he?
No, he hasn't. Oh, great right from DeGale. Snapped Smith's head back. But I don't know whether he's got the power to stop Smith. But Smith takes such a good shot.
He does take a very good shot. Back comes DeGale again.
He's just outspeeding him.
Yep.
Simple as that.
Oh, good shot that from DeGale. Smith felt that one. Just as the fight's beginning to unfold.
And DeGale's switch hitting,
yep.
Of course.
Smith felt another one of them as well.
He's way on top in this round, DeGale.
Yes, the most one-sided round of the fight so far.
Yes, without question.
Through with another jab, DeGale.
I suppose Smith has slowed down a bit as well.
Yeah, it's very easy to hit in this round. A couple of body shots there, but DeGale's just using his reflexes to duck and dive. Ooh. Down goes DeGale from a slip. So another good round that for DeGale. He was on the canvas very briefly at the end.
I think Smith's mouth is open as he's sitting in his corner, sucking up air. He might be feeling a little dispirited as well at the moment because he's being outgunned.
I wondered if he was just beginning to feel the pace there in that 7th round, Colin.
Yeah. I think there's a look of, resignation on his face sitting in the corner for me.
It might just be a question now for him to grit his teeth and see if he can get through this.
Well, he's got to keep hoping that the guy's got to slow down.
Seen no sign of it so far, though.
Not at all. DeGale goes to work straight away. Right jab, left cross. Smith doesn't seem to have an answer to it at the moment.
Good body shot from DeGale. Bad for his 9th pro fight, is it? Remember, Smith world ranked as well.
Yeah.
That's better from Smith. Left hand on the inside. I think DeGale takes a good shot as well, like. We said tonight, Colin, that we'd learn a lot about James DeGale.
Yep.
He's ticking all the boxes at the moment, isn't he?
It certainly is. Mind you, I think his pace has dropped a bit as well, understandably.
Yep.
But his hands are still fast.
Now Smith traps on the ropes. 3-punch combination to the body from DeGale. A blur of speed, and Smith just has to take them, doesn't he, Colin? Stand there and take it.
But I just wonder, you know, I'm beginning to wonder just how much power DeGale generates as he moves up in class. Whether, you know, he can knock over the, shall we say, the journeyman, but is he going to knock over the seasoned world-class professionals? I mean, it looks so
Here we
loose.
go, Smith's in trouble.
Smith caught a tremendous right uppercut that stunned him momentarily, but he recovered quickly.
He's forced him back into the ropes. I don't know, I suppose once DeGale starts planting his feet a bit more, Smith makes him swing and miss there for a few times in the fight. Doesn't really sit down on his punches yet, does he, DeGale?
No. And there's not a lot of power there. There's a lot of accuracy and a lot of speed. But then, of course, he's only had, well, this is his ninth fight.
He's coming up against a guy who's never been stopped before, British champion, 30 fights.
Yeah. Actually, it's a mature performance from him.
It is.
So far.
Just misses there as the bell goes for the end of the 8th round, and another one safely in the bank for James DeGale. So some action there from the 8th round. That was a terrific uppercut, and we thought had Smith stunned. He really has taken some punishment tonight, Paul Smith. Still there though. It doesn't look as if he's going to retain his British super middleweight title though. James DeGale must be well ahead on the scorecards.
I'd be amazed if he isn't. Liverpool or no Liverpool.
Well, I can't have much of a case for Paul Smith winning a round.
And once again, DeGale drives Smith back with a jab and a following right.
He's again got Smith backed up into the ropes. Forward comes Smith. DeGale flicks the jab. And yeah, a bit of a boxing lesson here to Paul Smith.
Of course, every time Smith throws a punch, the crowd roar. But
a little bit of success there. He had DeGale trapped on the ropes. DeGale just begins to toy with him again. Now Smith's in trouble. DeGale is a good finisher, James DeGale.
Smith is in serious trouble.
Smith backed up here.
Smashing punches again. The referee's going to stop this.
Got him trapped on the ropes. Smith grabs on. He does take a good shot, Paul Smith.
He's very brave. He's on tottering legs though.
DeGale's on the verge of stopping him here.
He's ready to go.
Referee Howard Foster has another little look. Paul Smith throws a couple of shots back. Halfway through this 9th round. Crowd try and lift Paul Smith. But DeGale had him in big trouble there.
And let him off the hook actually.
He's usually a very, very classy finisher, James DeGale. He had Paul Smith backed up and in trouble. I think Smith's head's just about cleared now. Oh, now he's caught with the left hand. This could be it for Paul Smith. It is, it's all over. And Paul Smith's been stopped on his feet by James DeGale, who becomes the British super middleweight champion. He dominated every round. And when the stoppage came, it was no real surprise. Colin.
A brilliant performance from James DeGale, who is now British champion in his 9th fight. Dominated the fight from beginning to end. The crowd are booing. I don't know what they're booing for. Obviously, they thought referee Foster shouldn't have stopped it. They probably want to see Smith carried out on a stretcher. I mean, absolute nonsense, this booing. All you can say for Smith, he was extremely brave. He nearly got knocked out a few seconds earlier in the round, and he tried desperately to fight back. He had nothing left in the now, of course, I think some fights are breaking out in the crowd.
Yeah, somewhat predictably, there's
and the
trouble
police
in the crowd.
are moving in. They're good sports here in Liverpool. They do love a loser. You know, they just.
Well, it makes you wonder what they wanted to see. Paul Smith outclassed tonight, unfortunately.
As I say. Well, DeGale,
you said there wasn't much case for giving him more than a round, really, Paul Smith, and we're just seeing the stoppage here again.
I didn't give him a round.
He took too many big shots there from James DeGale. He wasn't happy about the stoppage, but I think it was a legitimate one and a humane one as well. That was a terrific left hand that James DeGale threw.
I don't think there's any doubt at all that Foster did exactly the right thing.
James DeGale celebrating as he deserved to. It was, as Colin said, a quite brilliant performance, really. I think he's only in his 9th professional fight.
And don't forget, he's come into the Lion's Den here. He's come into this hostile atmosphere. And did the job magnificently. Smith is inconsolable, leaning over the crowd. He's probably out shedding a tear or two. Anyway, all the animosity between them's over. Smith applauds DeGale. He's bitterly disappointed, very upset.
Well, he'll wake up in the morning, Paul Smith, though, knowing that he was outboxed, wasn't he, Colin?
Totally.
The boos are predictable. But DeGale, he really does deserve some cheers because it was a most impressive performance this evening.
And Smith sportingly applauds DeGale with the belt is wrapped around his waist.